Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, audiences and especially students. My name is Norma. You will be with me for the next 10 minutes. We're talking about biology and the leader in me. Today's habit we're gonna discuss is be proactive. Be proactive means that you need to have opinions beforehand when you do something. For example, when learning biology, which embraces too many biological terms, which sometimes you will find it very tempting and challenging, you need to be very proactive in this case. I mean, by being proactive, you will get the only positive things to be better, especially for the result at the last day of your semester. Okay, be proactive will help you to be more understanding in learning all the subjects you've been taught. For example, today we're going to talk about digestive system. Talking about digestive system today, we will talk about the food and how we take the food into our bodies. Digestive system. We're going to make a little bit of mind maps here. So first of all, we will need to know about the learning objectives of this theory or this topic. The learning objective today is to understand and to acknowledge the function of each organs in digestive system, and also we have to know the roles of food to help our body surviving. Also, we will talk about enzymes here. Remember again, we really need this skill of leader in me, which is be proactive as the first skill of the leader in me. Be proactive in biology learning, it will help you to be more understandable, how you absorb the knowledge, and then how you plan yourself to be more determined to be a student. Okay? But anyway, let's start with speaking of this topic, digestive system. First of all, this is my first course on my profile, and then I have already written all of my script talking about how I ate today. And then that's why we need this. I will start talking about how you intake the food into your body by chewing it with your mouth. Okay. For example, I have this apple and I will just eat it and chew it, and then some enzymes will help me to absorb it later on. We will help it by eating it. See, okay, I hope you enjoy by saying it first, and then you will enjoy it later by understanding how biology helps your life better. Okay, so we will start to teach this. How I eat it. You can see that I chew it up, and my saliva starts to produce enzyme, which particular inside the mouth, which is called salivary enzyme, which is called salivary amylase, that helps you to break down the glucose inside this into the very, very little part that can be absorbed by the body. Okay, so this is very important for you to know that the key of digestion is maximizing service area. What I'm talking is service area is really important. this apple, when I chew it and when I bite it, I will have this boulder of apples inside my mouth. Then I will just chew it mechanically with my teeth until it comes to the very, very little, make it as gravels. Then it hurts my body or my mouth inside to provide more surface area to the food. So when you have the surface area is getting more, then it will help them to absorb more in your body. This is very important. This is the biggest key in speaking of digestion. Okay, how does the food tour in your body? Okay, let us draw something that you need to know. You know that digestive tract has been known as the very first thing to be very first formed in our body. Since the first embryonal development in our cells, let me draw this for you. This is the cell, this is the zygote. The zygote will become a cleavage, which consists of what we call it 8-cell stage. And this cleavage will come into the phase of blastula, which will be formed like this. Importantly for you to know that learning and studying biology, you need to better at drawing it instead of only reading it, because by drawing you will learn it by yourself and will absorb it better. Blastula is just like this. Blastula actually the formation of multicellular cells here, which if we can see from the on the other ending, it will look like this. If you can see here, the blastula will look like this. So it will have a kind of a non-filling part in the middle, which is called blastocole. Okay. From this part, it will be continued to become a gastrula, which will be through a restoration process. Which you will know that one end of the part in blastula will be folded inward and will reform and change into a very, very different type of the cell, which consists of ectoderm. It will be ectoderm and endoderm as well. So I'm not very good at drawing, but I will give you links to this kind of process, which called embryonal development in most of animals, including humans. So it will have ectoderm and endoderm, and also it will have a centron. A centron is the part of gastrula which will be the lining section of digestive tract. So what we call it, digestive tract is your tube. This is the tube that will be improved to become a tube of esophagus and also another part of intestines. So this is just the beginning, because we will talk about human digestion. How about digestion in animals instead of humans? Okay, animals, for example, housefly, how does it digest its food? Okay, how we can guess if a housefly, because housefly, they eat very randomly, but then you have to know that they also eat very liquid thing, and also very finely granulated food. But this kind of housewife, before they eat, they have to puke its juicy thing from their mouth to their lunch before, and then they leave. If I can draw it like this is the housefly, and then this is what they want to, their food. This is very finely granulated food, very tiny, very finely granulated food. This is, for example, the housefly. The housefly. When eating, first they have to puke to their lungs. For example, this is their lungs. They have to puke, throw up to their lungs. They give juicy part. So after puking it, they will just leave it. They will just leave the juicy thing from their mouth to help this food absorbing and digesting. So for some minutes, they just leave it like that before they suck it up again into their mouth. So can you imagine if it happens to humans in our first death, for example, it might be very less common. Okay, but this is not us, but this is for housefly. How about the more bigger animals, for example, dogs or cows? Okay, dogs now. Dogs are both scavenger and also carnivores. Scavengers mean that they eat not only fresh meat but also dead meat, rotten meat. Okay, but carnivores, yes, you know the meaning of carnivores, don't you? Carnivores are living things that eat meat. Okay, dogs are eating meat, but how about if they eat rotten meat? If they are scavengers as well, they eat rotten meat. How do they eat them? Is it not dangerous for them? For information that dogs only has very short digestive tract. They only need about 6 hours to finish these digestion things before they deposit it away to somebody's lawn. Okay, before they give shit on somebody's lawn. They only need 6 hours. Okay, the digestion process. While for cows, they need 80 hours. Why? What's wrong? What's the difference? Because dogs and cows are different in how their habits of feeding and their diet. For example, dogs are both scavengers and carnivores. Carnivores because they eat meat, while they are called scavengers because they also eat rotten meat or meat that's maybe a while been dead. Okay, so dog only needs 6 hours to finish this digestion thingy, while in cows they need 80 hours. Can you imagine the difference? Okay, that's why dogs have something inside their stomach and their trunk, their digestive tract, that helps them to get rid of particular bacteria that they can hold it. Can you imagine if you can finish digestion system or digestion process in 6 hours and you don't have anything to get rid of the bacteria you might interact when you eat? Can you mean? It could be the word of health if you don't have such health things like tools inside your body to get rid of bacteria like this. Okay, so this is why dogs are always surviving when they deal or they eat something rotten, because yes, their digestive tract has been developed and improved to make their surviving thing at the very best. Okay, so how about cows? Why does it take 80 hours to finish all the digestion thing? Because cows eat only grass, which is plants, which is covered with tons of cellulose, which in this earth, evolution of this earth, never discovered any tools that can help them to make it faster, the digestion thing. So for cows, they have enzymes in their 4 chamber You know that cows have 4-chamber stomach. Cows have 4 chambers. So cows are different from other animals because they have particular stomach. It consists of 4 stomachs, which help them to digest things, to digest the food before it could be absorbed by their body to be used as food. Okay? But yes, differently with human, we really have this very, very perfect digestive system and digestive tract started with the mouth. If we can see the mouth, if I can help you to imagine this kind of process, I will start with the mouth here. You know that around the mouth we have this epiglottis. Epiglottis who will separate the food not to come into another organ of respiration. Okay, so we are in the organ of digestion, not respiration. So we have this esophagus here. This esophagus also has wave-likely movement, which is called peristaltis. And it will come into the stomach, what we call like there. And then also there's some intestines here, small intestine, which will be started with duodenum, and then the bigger one, like that. For example, it's just a bigger one. And also, there's something here called appendix that help you. I will explain through this one by one. Okay? Don't forget that we always need to be aware of this habit, which is very helpful to help us gaining the best result in our biology score. Remember that. You must be very happy when your parents see your report book, check it, and you get A or A plus for your biology. So don't forget this. Be proactive when you learn this. Okay? Be proactive means maybe you can help yourself summarize this thing, because this is really a huge topic. You need to summarize it. You need to plan it, okay? You need to plan you need to make a mind map of it. Okay? This is just my suggestion for you to be more successful at biology. Okay, how about this? Again, we continue talking about this. Okay, then remember that I always have this part. How about if I eat bread? Okay, bread has more sugar, and then I will try to chew it and show it that every time we chew, we keep chewing it. The more we chew, the more sweet we will feel. Okay, for example, this bread. I chew it with my salivary glands. Will help to expose the salivary amylase. Will help this food to break down its glucose into something else, but then, well, a little bit hard. And then we continue it. And then I understand that I have to make the surface area very, very big, or very, very much. And then later I understand that inside other enzymes will help this food to be able to be absorbed by the body. What is it called, this particular food? Remember that this is the time we fill the bolus. This is the kind of food here. It will come to this esophagus, okay? And with this kind of movement, it will move, it will push the bolus, the ball of the food that we eat, come into the stomach. Here we will have some enzymes helping these bolus to be absorbed. For example, hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid, which has pH for 1, which is very, very acidic. It helps you to get rid of some germs or bacteria inside it. And then we also have mucus. We also have pepsin, another enzyme to break down the protein to be amino acids. Okay, so this is the tracks of our digestive system that you need to remember. Okay, next time, what is it? What is our conclusion? Okay, the conclusion is we have at least 4 organs that help us to absorb food to be able used by our body. First is mouth, esophagus, stomach, and some other intestine, including small intestine and large intestine. Okay, I think for this time, I think that's enough. I will continue with other subject another time. Thank you very much for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.